I've now have what I believe is a industry disruptor of a sales script where I can take just about anybody that can read. You have to be able to read. If you can read, I can put my script in your hands, and you're going to sound different than 95% of the industry.
And talk to us about the script, because it's so funny. We talk about this all the time. I'm an anti-script guy, to be honest.
I'm sure you are. Most people are.
Most people are. So I'm so curious, and if you could be transparent about what is it that you do that's different, again, how is your script disrupting, and how is it engaging someone? To me, it sounds scripted, no pun intended. To me, it's about the relationship. I want to talk about tonality, energy, where are you from, build the relationship. But yours, what do you do specifically? Great.
So I am, let me go to, what's your favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. That who's one of the main characters?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Okay. Morgan Freeman is a highly sought after actor. He gets paid big bucks to step on a set. He's never stepped on a set without a script that was written by the producer. Ever. That's not how your best movies are created. So, but what Morgan Freeman has been able to do is study that script so well, he can put his own personality into it. He can change and tweak it when he wants to. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. Morgan Freeman was not always one of those highfalutin actors. He started off with, his first movie, he was probably damn near reading that thing word for word. So the reason I believe scripts are so important, especially if you're going to go to scale a company. Not everybody is you. Not everybody is me. Not everybody is Robert. And if you're going to scale a company and have even 2 closers, 5 closers, 10 closers, 100 closers, you have to have them all saying very similar things to be able to get predictable results, right? So my script it is scripted, but it's meant for, I can take the average Joe, bring him in, have him read that 100 times, and then start putting your personality into it. And then, you're there 3 months, 6 months, a year. Put it this way, and then I'm going to get into my script. There was a kid, because he's my daughter's age, hit me up on social media, 0 sales experience. He called me up, hit me on the DMs, and he goes, Eric, I want to come work for you. He lived in New York, Brooklyn, New York. I said, the only way you're going to come work for me is if you come to Raleigh, North Carolina, because I don't do virtual. And I said, let's jump on a Zoom. I said, send me a 30-second video, and then let's jump on a Zoom. He did all of that. I said, you got to come to Raleigh. He said, I'll pack my shit up and be there next week. 21 years old. Dude, he comes to Raleigh, no sales experience, no phone experience, nothing. His 4th month at my office, he funded $365,000 in a single month.
Wow.
With no sales experience. Wow. He stuck to my script and he stuck to my process. He, in 10 months, funded $1 million for TLC home buyers.
Yeah, I think what's powerful about the script is what it does is the brilliance of it is not the hour or so or a few hours it took to write it. The brilliance of it is the 10 years of experience and the tens of thousands of calls to become the person and understand the customer psychology and understand how I'm getting yeses over nos and where we're going to run into issues, where we're going to lose a customer. The 10 years or 15 years or whatever that was before that gave you the skill set to then be able to write a script that you can then use to not transfer all of the skills that you have, but transfer
I give them a baseline.
A lot of what you learned over the years to a nail salesperson that then doesn't have to. It's a shortcut.
Yes.
It's a shortcut where someone can piggyback off of all the years of experience that you've gained. It's like there's this thing on Instagram. It's like there's a ship that's broken down and they bring in all these engineers. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get it fixed. And then they go find the best ship engineer in the entire world. And he flies in, and he looks around, and he just taps on one thing, and all of a sudden it starts working. And he sends them a bill for $50,000. Like, what are you talking about? All you do is like tap on one thing. He's like, you're not paying me $50,000 to tap on that one thing. You're paying me $50,000 for the 30 years it took me to know to tap on that one thing
Yeah.
to get the engine going.
I
great
love
point.
that.
Perfect.
to get it, so why I believe my script is so good is because when I came into this industry, a few guys in the industry had sent me some recordings. And if you Google, you can listen to enough recordings on the internet. And I'm like, all right, these homeowners have heard it. They hear the same thing.
Yeah.
Call after call after call. They actually know what you're going to say before you ever say it if they say, hey, we buy homes cash.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, what I got to do is I got to create a script within my process, my 5 steps, that's going to, as fast as humanly possible, get that homeowner to say, this guy's different. How am I going to separate myself from the competition? And how fast can I do it? Because when you call somebody and they go, I got the hottest house on the block, everybody's calling me. Of
course.
All right, cool. So my script, step 1 is the intro, right? We don't use the word cash buyers. We don't use the word investors. We simply say, because our leads are inbound leads from either a cold caller or a PPC. And it's, hey, Zach, my name is Eric with TLC Home Buyers. It looks like your property was referred to us by Home Finders Network. It's a generic name. Looks like it was referred to us. They thought we would be the best fit. So what I want to do is see whether or not your property qualifies. So we're right off the bat saying, see if it qualifies. We may be able to buy it. We may not. By the end of this phone call, I'll have one of 2 options for you. You're either going to say, yes, we can buy it based off our conversation. Here's what they're willing to offer. Or it doesn't meet our buy criteria, and I'm going to give you the reason why. So before we get into all that, grab a pen and paper real quick. I want you to jot all my information down in case we get disconnected. You can reach back out to me. The reason I do all that on step 1, and that's my intro, is because I know by the time I get to the very end, I'm going to make an offer. I don't want you to ask what my name is. I'm putting a name tag in front of you. I know out of the hundreds of phone calls that they got, not one person told them to write their information down. Yeah. So I'm going to be the one guy that has my name, my company name, my phone number, my web address. Yeah. So after I have them write all that down, I say, hey, jot my number down real quick. After I have them write my number down, I say, hey, can you repeat my number real quick just so I know you have it right?
I love that.
And the only reason I ask for them to repeat my number is
Make
why?
sure they wrote it down.
Because you can remember my name. You can remember the website. You ain't going to remember my number. So I want to take them because I do this all virtually. So I want to say, I want to know, did I get control of them? Right. Are they now engaged in what I'm doing? I set expectations. Someone's willing to stay on a phone with me when I said at the end, I may tell you I'm not going to buy your house. Right. I have an interested buyer on the phone.
Yeah.
Right? I got them engaged. I got them, whatever they were doing, I got them into my conversation. Now I have control of it. Then I go into the fact find. I live by the 80-20 rule. 80% of the conversation should not be about the house. 20% should. Mm-hmm. My 5 steps, intro, the fact find, which is finding out why you're still on the phone with me and you haven't clicked that little red button. Thing I love about phone sales, it's real easy to take the phone away from you and click the button and say you're not interested. So if you're still on and you haven't clicked that little red button, that means I still have your attention, right? So after we go into the intro, we segue into step 2, which again, I have this all scripted out. Believe it or not, I really do. And I go into the fact find. Usually a lead will come with a note. Hey, I see here that you're looking, they're saying that you don't want to be a landlord anymore. Is that accurate? You know, what's weird is the last three, 4 people I've talked to and I've been able to get qualified, they said they didn't want to be a landlord. You know, the last one that really sticks out is Mrs. Jones. She had rental properties for years. She had a 25-year run. She broke the cardinal rule. You don't rent to friends and family members. She ended up renting to her granddaughter, drove a wedge in between them. I have a third-party story. And then what we were able to do for her is not only get her granddaughter back, because all she had to do was go to her and say, honey, someone's buying the house. And she was 62 years old, I think is what she was. And for the first time, not only did she get her granddaughter back, she was able to take the money she got from us and pay off $15,000 in credit card debt. So I hear you say you don't want to be a landlord, but why? And then, so I use a third-party story. I attach a problem to us being the solution. I circle back around. I'll ask why. I'll shut up. Where a lot of people get in trouble is
Keep talking.
they
They
ask
don't listen.
questions and then they give them 3 options.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but like fact find, and then at the very, we definitely don't have enough time for me to, fact finding is the most important thing.
Yeah.
How long have you been, I call them the 10 obstacles that you got to get answers to before you can make an offer. How long have you been thinking about it? Are you married? How long have you and your spouse been married? Have you gotten an offer for somebody else? Why haven't you listed with a realtor? Like there's all this stuff that you should have the answer to before you ever make an offer. And the reason is, when you make that offer, you know the objection's going to come. Why wouldn't you go into that fight with a loaded clip to where you can shoot all their objections down because you've taken the time to answer the right question, or you've asked the right questions? Like people in this wholesaling industry, the reason they give up, and the reason I truly believe there's a 95% fallout rate, meaning people say, I want to do it, they try it and they give up, is because they think they got into real estate.
Yeah.
It is. It's the beginning level. You're direct to seller, but it is sales and marketing through and through, in my opinion. And there's nothing anybody can say to change my mind on
And
it.
all that is problem solving. You can't
Yes.
solve someone's problem unless you know what their problem is.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I always hear amateurs, they just go straight into property. What's the condition? What's the bedrooms?
Correct.
Okay. How much you want for it? Oh, yeah, we couldn't offer that much. We'd be down here. Oh, you won't take that? Okay, well, we can
Have a
do an
nice
ovation.
day.
Or, okay, no, you don't want to do that? Okay, have a nice day. On to the next one.
That's why they give up on this industry,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
And that's when I came in, I'm like, there's a massive hole for me to come in and disrupt this space. I'm not disrupting it as a wholesaler. I'm going to disrupt it, meaning I'm gonna point out the elephant in the room. Nobody is teaching a true sales process in this industry.
Yeah.
That's where I come into play.